アトリエ。あ、かわいい。フグだ。
Puffer fish?
フグフグ。
Yes. It's also a lamp, for some reason.
ランプでもある。なぜかね。あ、これかわいいね。ああ、誰かいる。
Sir? Can you hear me? I'm Private Detective Grimoire. I have some questions for you.
Grimoire. Good mysterious name. I'd rather like it. Felix Fellow at your beck and call.
And, this is my colleague, Sally.
Yeah, that's a perfectly good name as well.
Thanks.
If you would, Mr. Fellow, we really need to ask you about the murder.
I must say I'm rather jealous of you two.
Oh, yeah? Why's that?
Out here solving mysteries, exploring new places, uncovering secret rooms, hidden treasures. That's what life is all about.
Secret rooms?
Generally speaking, you know, that sort of thing.
あ、これは秘密の部屋あるやつだわ。フィリックスさん
So, Felix, what exactly do you, do?
Is it not obvious? I'm an explorer. Explorer slash treasure hunter. Yes, well, best in the world.
We're talking like curse statues, spike pits.
It's a little more sophisticated than that. But I've certainly seen my share of danger, if that's what you're asking.
And, if I may ask, when did you retire?
You listen here. I may be between ventures right now, but it's simply not in my nature to stay in one place for too long. I go wherever the winds of destiny take me.
Don't you live here with your wife and daughter?
Yes, well, the Fellow family has certain loyalties, and with Flora the way she is...
Nothing wrong with raising a family, Mr. Fellow.
Don't misunderstand me. Fiona and Flora are my entire world. They are the greatest treasure of all.
Uh-huh.
待って。もう一回聞いて。
Why on earth would you want to know about that?
The murder of Freya Fellow. The reason we're here?
Ah, right. Nasty business. Very unfortunate. I regret that I can't be of any help, but I wish you all the best in your investigation.
Hear that, Grimoire? We're done here. Let's go.
It's a simple question, Felix. I'm sure you're up to it.
Well, there's not much to tell. Mostly, I was in my room by myself, working on Flora's, working on a project.
Your room is quite close to Flora's tower. You didn't hear anything unusual?
What qualifies as unusual?
What have you got?
なんだか歯切れが悪いぞ。なんだフローラのプロジェクト
It was dusk. A feeling lingered in the air. Malevolent, perhaps. Uncertain, as life itself.
Abridged version, please.
Right, fine. I heard someone heading down the stairs, just outside my room. The footsteps were calm, orderly, so I thought nothing of it. Shortly afterward, I heard a second set of footsteps, going the same way. This time I could tell just from the sound that something was wrong. So I looked out into the hallway. I got a glimpse of Poppy disappearing down the staircase to the floor below. Didn't know what to make of it, to be honest. I thought perhaps she'd had a disagreement with Fitz, as I know those two are close. So I looked into his room, just in case, but it was empty, as was the garden beyond his window. Back in the hallway, I bumped into a very concerned-looking Penelope. She was heading up Fellow Tower to find Professor Pointer, so I escorted her. We went into Flora's room. Poor Freya was laying on the floor. Fiona, Poppy, Fitz, and Pointer were there already. Flora, too, of course. Soon enough, everyone else made their excuses and left.
Including you?
Not I. I stayed. Flora needed me.
ちょっと待って、2番目にポッピーが降りてきたのに、部屋見に行ったらいたってこと？どういうこと？聞いてみようか。
Dearest Flora, a remarkable woman. Yes, been married over 20 years now.
You two still get on?
Of course. What a question.
She hasn't gone quiet on you.
It's true she has an independent streak. She's had it her whole life. She's the youngest of 3. Always something of a lone wolf, you know? Just the way she is.
Lone wolf is putting it lightly. She doesn't seem to want to talk to anyone.
She just likes time to herself, away from the company of other humans.
Other humans?
Well, yes, other people, you know.
やっぱヒューマンとかピーポーとかって言うんだよね。なんか人間じゃないのかね、ここにいる人たちは。
You're the one currently basking in his presence. You tell me.
Let's move on.
Quite the character, eh? A fellow member of the Order of the Crimson Cloak.
Is that a real thing?
No, I just meant because we both wear, you know, red capes of a sort.
Has she questioned you yet?
If you call that questioning, she seemed bored by everything I had to say. I heard on the grapevine. Supposedly Hawkshaw is searching for some rare item. Something called the Golden Beetle. Honestly, it's probably a bunch of sensationalist rubbish.
You reckon?
Quite sure. There is no treasure called the Golden Beetle.
How do you know?
Because I would have heard of it.
ゴールデンビートル。そんな黄金の虫を探してる。しかも、このメンツにすごいキャラクターだって言われてるわ。
Uncommonly skilled as an artist, but Freya was so much more than her talent. She helped me get started with my own painting, you know. It taught me what she knew about wood carving, too. Tremendous patience. She was ever so good with dear Flora.
Freya and Flora were close?
Oh, yes, especially recently.
How are you related to Freya?
Somewhat distantly, as it happens. My father, Lord Fellow, was her grandfather. Technically, that makes her a fellow. Let's just say there was some discussion over whether she ought to carry the name at all. There's a family tree in the Grand Hall. You should take a look at it.
What about her inheritance?
Freya's parents died when she was around 3 years old. She came to live here shortly afterwards.
Nobody left her a thing?
I'm afraid not. She had no formal claim over anything at Tangle Tower.
3歳の時に両親が亡くなってここに来たんだ。なるほどね。でも相続権はない。
Fitz? I don't trust him. He's slippery. Never commits to anything. Brain like an onion.
An onion?
Did you two have an argument?
No, but my daughter doesn't like him at all. And I trust Fiona's judgment entirely. She's a very vigilant young woman.
聞いてみようか。
Why don't you ask Fiona about that one? Looks like her area of expertise. That looks like it might belong to Fitz. I've never seen that before. Looks valuable.
見たことない。
It's unlike her to leave paint on the brush.
I think we'll give her a pass, given the circumstances.
Ah, yes. So we shall.
あ、筆に絵の具を残しておくのは彼女らしくない。
Looks like Freya's paints.
Do you know why the pots are cracked down one side?
No, that's very odd. They're normally in excellent condition.
You seem pretty sure about that.
でもなんかすごくなんだろう、フレイヤにいろいろ芸術の手ほどきしてもらったって感じだね。
She must do, but I admit I've never managed to work out what.
Why not just ask her?
I feel like if somebody keeps something locked away in a ceramic egg, it's because they don't want to be asked about it.
Rules to live by.
That looks like it might belong to Poppy.
陶器の玉、これ陶器なの？金属に見えるけ
Flora's
ど。
quite fond of that old thing. It's in poor shape, though.
Do you know what happened to it?
Can't say I do.
ひびが入っちゃった理由は知
It
ら
would
ない。
have been a beautiful painting. It's rather a shame Freya was unable to finish it.
Nothing about it seems strange to you.
Well, all these modern paintings are slightly strange, aren't they? The emotion of the piece taking over from, say, anatomical accuracy.
What about the knife in Flora's hand?
A knife? That's what you see?
You don't?
Well, as I was saying, Freya's artistic approach distorts certain shapes. Hard to say exactly what we're looking at.
ナイフじゃない。
I'm as confused as you are. That looks like it might belong to Poppy. Rather ugly, isn't it, as far as statues go? Years of wind and rain have not been kind to it either.
Do you know what it is? The creature, I mean.
It's connected to the Remington family history in some way, but I can't recall.
レミントンの家系と関係がある。
What's this?
It's my case file. It's how I know what I'm supposed to be doing.
You mean to say you're bound by the limits of what's written in this little document? Sounds dreadful.
I found it comforting.
Charming, isn't it? Yes. Built by the Remington family originally. Dear Flora's father and his associates.
But now it's owned by you? By the fellow family?
The Fellows and the Pointers have both come to claim a certain degree of ownership.
And who named it Tangle Tower?
Flora chose the name.
What does it mean?
I think it was her intention that it mean nothing at all. Something of a fresh start.
From what?
This really isn't for me to say, but she had some kind of disagreement with her siblings. After they moved away, Flora changed the name of the house. I think perhaps she hoped it would make them feel unwelcome, yes, less likely to come back.
That's kind of extreme.
Yes, it is rather, isn't it?
はあ、フローラは兄弟といざこざがあって兄弟が出てっちゃった後にここをタングルタワーって新しい名前にしたと。
It's a magic lamp.
魔法のランプ。
Can we summon the genie?
魔人を召喚できるかしら。
If we get really stuck, sure.
本当に行き詰まったらね。
That's a massive conch shell.
大きなホラ貝だ。
Do you think this little crab living inside?
中にカニでも住んでると思うか
I hope so.
だといいわね。
A hammock. It's kind of worn out.
ハンモックだわ。ちょっとくたびれてるわね。
I would politely describe it as lived in.
丁寧に言えばよく使い古されてる。
Shelf junk.
ガラクタの棚。
You get a good view of the lake from here.
ここからは湖の景色がよく見えるわね。あ、じゃあ船が来たのも見えたんじゃない？
An old wooden mask.
古い木製の仮面。
Probably cursed.
多分呪われてるわね。
A little mirror.
小さな鏡がある。
Definitely cursed.
絶対に呪われてるわ。
It's not cursed.
呪われてなんかない
Not
さ。
everything is cursed.
そんなに何でもかんでも呪われてるわけないだろ。
The entire room is made of wood.
この部屋全体が木でできてるわね。
No, it's not just made of wood.
いや、ただ木でできてるわけじゃな
I
い。
think it's the actual hull of a ship.
これは実物の船尾だね。あ、確かに船の中って感じだよね。
The entire room is made of wood.
No, it's not just made of wood. I think it's the actual hull of a ship.
これは
A pencil drawing of a mountain on a moonlit night.
月夜の山が鉛筆で描かれてる。
Mood.
ムードがあるわね。
It's a barometer, but it's broken.
これは圧力計でも壊れ
I've
て
never
る。
seen a barometer that wasn't broken.
壊れてない圧力計って今まで一度も見たことないわ。あ、本当東急ハンズとかに売ってんじゃない？
What is it?
He's an imp.
彼は高2妖精よ。
What does he do?
何をするん
Well,
だ？
if you tell too many lies, he appears at the end of your bed in the middle of the night.
嘘ばっかりついてると夜中にベッドの端に現れる。
Oh.
怖がってる。
The entire room is made of wood.
No, it's not just made of wood. I think it's the actual hull of a ship.
The entire room is made of wood.
同
No,
じ
it's not
か。
just made of wood. I think it's the actual hull of a ship. More maps?
まだ地図がある
No,
の
they're
か？
just blank.
いいえ、これは白紙。あ、これ？でもなんか絵を描くの教えてもらってるって言ってたから絵描くんじゃない？
A little hand-painted statue.
小さな人形、手書きだ
How
わ
can you。tell it's hand-painted?
それがなぜ手書きだってわかる
Well,
んだ？
the paints are right there on the desk.
だってすぐそばに絵の具があるじゃ
Also,
な
I
い。
mean, no offense, but you can just tell.
それに悪気はないけど見ればわかるわよ。木彫りの人形、男は剣を持っている木彫りの人形、手書きのデザインが施されているが腕のいい画家が描いたものではない。黄色、青、黒と白の絵の具が周辺で見つかった。あれこれさ、これあれだよ。この瓶じゃない？ここの瓶じゃない？ねえ。どれだっけ？ほらほら、これ。そういうことじゃないのこれ。ちょっと待って、もう一回見して。これね。ほら、赤がないじゃん。おやおやおやじゃないこれ。だがどうやって突きつければいいのだ？
A map with a dotted line and an X marked on it.
地図、点線が書いてある。それに X マークが
That's
つ
a
いて
very
る。
boring way to describe a treasure map.
宝の地図を描写するにしてはすごく退屈な言い方ね。ああ、まあ、こうね、ここにあるよってよく見るやつだ。
It's a drinking horn.
なんて読むの？角の灰。
Is it full of ale? Or mead, maybe?
エールビールがたくさん入ってるか？それとも蜂蜜酒
Right
か
now,
な？
it's just full of dust.
今は埃でいっぱいよ。うえ。
You get a good view of the lake from here.
ここから湖の景色がよく見えるわね。あ、ここと同じね。
You get a good view of the lake from here.
ここも同じ。
Nice. A real treasure chest.
いいわね、本物の宝
How
箱
do。you know there's treasure in there?
中に宝があるなんてなぜわかるんだ？
Why else would it be locked?
宝じゃないなら鍵をかける理由はどこに
Plus,
あるの
there's a
よ。
treasure map hanging directly above it.
それにそのすぐ上に宝の地図があるじゃない。これね、これ気になってた。
What's the deal with that painting on the front?
手前に描かれた絵は何なのかし
Not
ら？
sure.
わからない。
We should check that treasure map too.
宝の地図も調べてみた方がいいな。宝の地図を使って正しい組み合わせを見つけよう。おー、何？これが地図？あ、ここに×がついてる。これは 例えばドラゴンだったら、ドラゴンなのかわかんないけど、F の2ってことだよね。こういうことか。これを示してって、ここが宝の場所だとして、これが方角だとしたら、5の愛の北。
That was incorrect.
違う。
The padlock has 3 different inputs. It's just a grid reference for the map.
それともこういうこと？コンパスが指す 6H。
That's done it.
あ、そういうことなの。
Neat. What was in the box?
箱には何が？
More wooden models.
ここにも木彫りの人
These are a
形。
little different to the one on the desk.
でもこれは机にあるのとは少し違う。薄い緑色の髪の子供に似せた木彫り。薄い緑色の髪の子供？これ緑？黄色に見えるけど。白髪の女性に似せた木彫り。これあれフローラさんでは？赤と白の鳥に似せた木彫り。これ鳥なの？赤と白。あ、これね。肩幅の広い男性に似せた木彫り。手書きのデザインが施されているが、腕のいい画家が描いたものではない。赤い絵の具の瓶と筆がそばに置かれている。筆には乾いた赤い絵の具が付着している。あれ、これあれだ。フレイヤの画材がこっちに入ってる。どういうことなの？ちょっと聞いてみるか。
I've been carving for a couple of years now. I was hopeless when I started, but it didn't take me long to master it, as you can see.
Do you paint them yourself too?
I do indeed, yes. Freya kindly taught me the basics. Nowadays, I can make just about anything I can imagine. Of course, this particular model is a self-portrait based on hard fact.
Hard fact, huh? So, you own a sword, Felix?
Of course, I own a great many. But my weapons are stored well away from Tangle Tower. Safety first and all that.
これは自分のことを彫った。で、やっぱりフレイヤが教えてくれたんだ。
Ah, you found it. What do you think, huh? I had to rush the final touches a little bit. It turned out all right, though.
What's it supposed to be?
It's Flora, of course, surrounded by all her favorite people.
彼女の大好きな人たちに囲まれている。ああ、なるほど。これって、あれかな。フィッツさんはフローラのこと好きって言ってたから、鳥はなんだ、鳥は。あ、ここがフレイヤの部屋？
That painting is really something.
Why would you want it looming over your bed like that?
なぜそんな風にベッドのそばに立てかけてあるんだ？
Maybe Freya enjoyed the atmosphere it creates.
それが醸し出す雰囲気を楽しんでたのかも。
The atmosphere of chaos and oppression?
圧迫感とカオス的な雰囲気
Hang
を。
on.
待って、
There's a smaller version down by the floor.
小さいけど同じものが床
It's
に。
a photograph.
写真だな。あ、絵を撮影した写真。フレイヤの抽象画が写った小さな写真。粘着テープの端切れがついており、縁には黒インクで線が描かれている。ああ、これね。ほんとだ。ここに何かメモがあったのかな。
That painting is really something.
Why would you want it looming over your bed like that?
あ、同じか。
Maybe Freya enjoyed the atmosphere it creates.
The atmosphere of chaos and oppression?
Hang on. There's a smaller version down by the floor.
It's a photograph.
これね。はいはいはい。てかこれかわいい。
Freya's bear.
フレイヤのクマ。
Looks pretty depressed.
かなり落ち込んでるみたいだ。もうめちゃくちゃ落ち込んでる
He's had
ね
a。rough couple of days.
ここ数日辛い思いをしてるから。そうだよ。フレイヤが亡くなっちゃったもんね。これはコロコロ。
Painting supplies.
絵描きの道具。あ、これあれか。ローラーでこう色をわーって塗るやつ。
It's a fish, I think?
これは魚？多分。
I think it looks more like a whale.
どっちかっていうとクジラっぽく見えるわ。
Fine, it's a whale.
わかってクジラな。
Could also be a shark.
サメにも見える。まあ確かに。でもここにヒレがついてるのは魚じゃない？
A lot of these paintings look unfinished.
ここにある絵はほとんど描きかけみ
How
たい
can you
だ。
tell if they're finished or not?
どうして描きかけだってわかるの？
Good point.
いいとこ疲れたな。まあ、確かにね、完成じゃないかもしれないし、完成してるかもしれないっていうのはやっぱ本人じゃないとわかんないよね。
Do you think this was always supposed to be a bedroom?
元からここは寝室だったの
I
か
don't
な？
know. It is kind of a weird shape.
わからないわ。なんだか変な形よね。
No windows either.
窓もないしな。いや、窓のない部屋は結構、いやでも換気とか大丈夫？これ油でしょ？いやーね、
Even though we're halfway up a tower,
塔の半分より上に来たっていうのに、
someone's been tracking in mud from outside.
誰かが泥だらけの足跡を残してる。あ、これ足跡なの？
Brushes, pencils.
筆、鉛
They're
筆。
clean, but they look pretty well used.
綺麗だけどかなり使い込まれてる。
Brushes, pencils.
They're
同じ
clean,
か。
but they look pretty well used.
Brushes, pencils.
They're clean, but they look pretty well used.
なんかフレイヤは道具をきれいにしてるみたいだもんね。
It's a little wooden box for paintbrushes.
絵筆用の小さな木箱だ。
To the casual observer, maybe.
普通の人にはそう見えるかもね。
They're not real paintbrushes.
これは本物の絵筆じゃないわ
Looks
ね。
like they're part of some kind of lock mechanism.
何らかの鍵の装置の一部みたい。あ、これ、ちょっと待って。これ、関係ないか。こうだ。そしたら、
That was incorrect.
Each brush has various characteristics: height, bristle shape, paint color, handle color. The information we need is on the paper. Once it's been rearranged, I mean.
That's done it.
できた。
Neat. what was in the box?
箱の中身
Just a
は
photograph.
写真が1枚だけ。
Well, most of a photograph.
というか写真の片割れね。お、誰？破れた写真。2人の少女が写った写真。1人は赤い髪、もう1人は薄い緑の髪をしている。写真は半分に破られているようだ。ほんとだ。もう1人誰かいる。
Freya's plants.
植物だ
They。must not need sunlight?
これはきっと日の光を必要としないタイプだな。
There's no natural light in here at all.
自然光が全く入ってこないんだ
I
な。
like it.
私は好きよ。
Do you think this was always supposed to be a bedroom?
I don't know. It is
これ
kind
は
of a
聞い
weird
た
shape.
か。
No windows either.
これは
Painting supplies.
A pillow with a paw print pattern.
にゃんこのにぎにぎ肉球クッション。
It's a cushion.
ただのクッシ
Yeah,
ョン
but
よ。
that doesn't alliterate.
ああ、だけどそれじゃあ2が続かないだろ。どういうこと？
Did Freya paint those animals on her ceiling?
フレイヤが天井の動物を描いた
They're
のか？
kind of simplistic.
それにしては簡単すぎるわ。
Maybe she painted them when she was younger.
彼女が小さい時に描いたのかもしれないな。あ、これね、でも3歳でこの屋敷に来たっていうからね。
It's Freya's bed. A little bit messy.
ちょっと散らかっ
It's
て
a
る。
perfectly healthy amount of messy.
別に至って普通の散らかり具合よ。どうだろう。
It's Freya's bed. A little bit messy.
It's a perfectly healthy amount of messy.
Freya's plants. They must not need sunlight?
これは
Drawings taped up on the wall.
壁に絵が貼り付けられて
What's
る。
that one on the left?
あの左にあるの何かしら。
Looks like two people standing together in a garden.
庭に立ってる2人の人間みたい
One
だ
of them's
な。
holding a red rose.
1人はバラを持ってる。庭で女性と一緒に立っている男性の絵。男は赤いバラを手にしている若い女の子の似顔絵。探偵ホークショーが描かれた絵。フィーフィって書いてある。で、これは、フィッツさんと一緒に行ったっていう人だ。で、探偵。なるほど。メモしてたんだ。あと見てないな。これ
That's weird.
変
What
だ
did you
な
find。in the drawers?
引き出しで何か見つけた？
They're completely empty.
何も、完全に空っぽなんだ。
It's a little glass box.
小さなガラスの
I
箱。
think it's a vivarium.
ビバリウムじゃないかしら。なんだっ
See
て？
the leaves and twigs in there?
葉っぱと小枝が入ってるでし
Might have
ょ？
been for keeping insects.
昆虫を飼うためのものかもしれないわ。あ、そうだよね。だって温室で昆虫もらってくって言ってたもん。
Not the kind of lamp I choose for my bedroom, but fair enough.
このランプを自分の部屋に飾ろうとは思わないが、まあいいだ
It's
ろ
cool. Looks like old mining equipment or something.
う。かっこいいじゃない。採掘道具か何かに見えるわ。ねえ、これかっこいいよね。あれかな、昆虫育ててるから、こういうなんていうの、こう特殊なライトが必要なのかな。でもこれ空っぽってなんか持ち出されちゃったってこと？
Do you think this was always supposed to be a bedroom?
I don't know. It is kind of a weird shape.
No
同じ
windows
か。
either.
なんかここ開きそうじゃない？違う？気のせい
It's Freya's bed. A little bit messy.
It's a perfectly healthy amount of messy.
特に調べられないか。
Do you think this was always supposed to be a bedroom?
I don't know. It is kind of a weird shape.
No windows either.
わかった。じゃあ、とりあえず、行こうか。聞いてないものを聞いてみるか。
That's one of Freya's paintings, is it not? It's impressive, but a little miserable for my tastes. My daughter Fiona and her best friend. They grow up so fast.
Do you know why it's ripped like that?
Ah, yes. I didn't even notice. No idea.
あ、娘さんと親友ね。
Freya was quite the talent. She had a way of capturing the spirits of her subjects. Not in an evil way, in a good way.
なになに、もう一回。
Freya was quite the talent. She had a way of capturing the spirits of her subjects. Not in an evil way, in a good way.
被写体の魂を捉える。まあそれはなんだろう、そういう本質を描けるっていうこと？それとも本当になんかそういう魔術的なことなの？まあ一応聞いてみましょうか。特に反応な
This is a
し。
photo of Fifi, isn't it? Your daughter?
フィーフィー。フィーフィーはどっちなんだろうか。コークショーさんにも聞いてみよう。
I admit, it's powerful. Freya was a talented young woman.
Someone even liked it enough to take a photo of it.
Now, we don't know why they took the photograph, do we? Perhaps they just wanted it for reference.
そうだ、絵を撮影した写真なんだもんね。
Photograph of Freya could be important.
大事なもの。
When did Freya draw the picture of you, Hawkshaw?
I didn't model for her, if that's what you're asking. She must have done it without my permission.
Could just be from memory. It's not quite as detailed as the others anyway.
なるほどね。記憶とか想像でこのタングルタワーも描いてるみたいだから、まあそれもあるのかもしれない。フィッツさん。フィッツさん。
Freya's best work, in my opinion. Although the photo doesn't carry the same energy as the real thing.
What do you think it's a painting of?
What do you mean?
Like, what's the subject matter? What's that big red thing?
Oh, I don't think it's that kind of painting.
そういう類の絵で
Freya's
はない。
best work, in my opinion. Although the photo doesn't carry the same energy as the real thing.
What do you think it's a painting of?
What do you mean?
Like, what's the subject matter? What's that big red thing?
Oh, I don't think it's that kind of painting.
どういうこと？
It's Fifi and Freya.
Don't you think Poppy should be in the photo too?
Maybe, maybe not. She doesn't really like crowds.
2 people isn't a crowd.
Right, but if she was in the photo, then it'd be 3.
Checkmate.
何奇数で。
It's Fifi and Freya.
Don't you think Poppy should be in the photo too?
Maybe, maybe not. She doesn't really like crowds.
2 people isn't a crowd.
Right, but if she was in the photo, then it'd be 3.
Checkmate.
Fitz, one of these drawings is of you in the rooftop garden, I think, with Poppy.
Mm-hmm. Are we done?
この人がポッピ
Fitz,
ー、ポッピ
one
ー
of
さん。
these drawings is of you in the rooftop garden, I think, with Poppy.
Mm-hmm. Are we done?
ポッピーとは仲良しなんだよね。じゃあ他のところ行ってみるか。